let's start off with just explaining to people how the actual gaming curriculum at USC was put together.
Well, actually, it began with a really generous gift from Electronic Arts. As the medium of games, I think, is coming into its own, they wanted to give back. And of course, there's so many young people who want to get into the industry, and they came to us with this gift and with a lot of insight and expertise, and helped us set up this program.
Now, Tracy, you're an experimental game designer. You've written books about this. Tell us a little of your background.
Yes, I've been a game designer for just over 15 years now, and I've worked on interactive television games, multiplayer games, some of the earliest casual games. You name it, I've probably made a game about it.
Now, you've made a game, for example, on television's The Weakest Link. That's from NBC. What makes a good game?
Games are things that challenge us intellectually, and they allow us to be creative, to test ourselves, to connect with other people. And great games, add to our lives in this way. They really enrich our lives. So we've all had an experience playing some game or another. Even people who tell me they aren't gamers, when I really push them to talk about their favorite games, it turns out that there's a game that they've played, that they've loved, that's changed their life in some ways.
Now, you helped found a company called Spider Dance. One of the games that they helped create was the History Channel's History IQ. What are some of the misconceptions that people don't know a lot about the gaming industry? What are some of the misconceptions about game designers?
Well, I think one of the misconceptions is that game designers play games all day. Of course, we work very hard. Everything it takes to go into a game includes programming and visual design, really a psychology of the players. There's a lot of business management. There's so much audio. There's so much that goes into a game. So one of the myths is that, of course, we sit around and play games, but of course we work very hard. And these skills that we're teaching kids in game design, these are really important 21st century skills where they learn to code, they learn to work in teams, they learn visual design, as I said, and they really learn leadership and entrepreneurism, I think, that can lead them not only into games but to many other careers in and around digital media and technology.
Tracy, tell us a little bit about the actual scale of the program, how many students, how many professors, how many teachers, and so on.
There's about 300 students, and we are a multidisciplinary program that spans the School of Cinematic Arts, Interactive Media and Games Division, and the Viterbi School of Engineering's Computer Science Division. We actually have degrees at both the undergraduate and the graduate level. So these 300 students work in interdisciplinary teams, and we also will work collaboratively with students across the school in business, in music, in animation, and many other fields to put together these really amazing student games that these students make.
The graduates of the program, tell us what happens to some of them.
Many of them go right into industry, and that's great. Their parents are really happy about that. But recently, recently we've been seeing many other graduates strike out on their own and start their own companies. So, for example, some of the most famous graduates of our program formed a company called That Game Company, which created Journey, Game of the Year in 2013. So, we're seeing a lot of students who are interested in doing this, starting their own companies. We actually started an entrepreneurial track so that they can, against their final projects, actually create a company that allow them to take those projects out as commercial games in the future.
And just quickly, Tracy, does Tracy Fullerton have a favorite game?
Well, I have so many favorite games. When people ask me this question, it's hard to choose. It's almost always the game that I'm playing right now.
Which is?
One of my favorite games. Yeah, one of my favorite games right now is called Zombies Run, and this is a game that you play while you're out running. And it's zombies in a post-apocalyptic world where they're chasing you while you're running, and there's a story that goes along with it, and you, of course, have to help the survivors of the apocalypse get resources and keep on surviving.